Hi guys, my name is J.Avalos and I'm going to be talking about lack of economic growth in the RGV. There are no jobs, you need to find a way to make ends meet, and you have no money. Also, you have no money. If you ever ask yourself this question, where am I going to go work after I leave RGV? If you haven't, you probably have something lined up here in the Valley or elsewhere, or you haven't given it much thought. If you have asked yourself this question, then you're a victim of lack of opportunity, or as I like to say, lack of economic growth. Now, me personally, I want to stay here in the Valley. I want to go to my old high school football games, and I want to be close to my friends and my family. For that to happen, I need a good paying job here. And for that to happen, this place needs to grow. Now, the RGV has a lot of problems. My concern at the moment is the lack of economic development here in the RGV. I'm going to be discussing why we hurt as an economy, its two causes and two solutions. Now, first I'm going to discuss the lack of economic growth. Now, two issues that cripple the economic growth of the RGV are the businesses coming in and not enough skilled workers. Now, businesses coming in. To open up a job or to even expand one here in the RGV is rather difficult. It seems the only jobs available are your blue-collar entry-level jobs. Now, as stated in the college grad website, entry-level broadly refers to the point at which job seekers enter the job market with the minimum required education and training. Now, these jobs are your restaurants and your recreational events like the main event, Bass Pro Shop, and yes, you guessed it, your Top Golf. Now, they offer entry-level jobs with your exception of your managers and your supervisors. But jobs like this pay minimum wage. And it puts a person in a position where you either have to get a second job or cut the living expenses with somebody else. So, yes. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to my second problem, that there's not enough skilled workers. Now, although there is a higher level education available here in the Rio Grande Valley, your UTRGV, a lot of people leave. Well, that's because there are jobs readily available elsewhere. Now, Adam McCann, a financial writer, wrote an article that demonstrates high-level education in the U.S. And in this slide, I explain how we have 150 metropolitan areas. We're part of our low, bottom 5, actually 148 and 149. And to put that into perspective, I added Austin, which is our neighboring metropolitan area, which is in the top 10, number 8 actually on the board. And what does that prove? It proves, yes, we do have our high-level education, but it's not being accounted for. Why? We're leaving. Now, yes, these are our problems, but why? First, tourism. Now, when you're thinking crossing from Mexico and the U.S. or vice versa, you're thinking Harlingen, you're thinking McAllen, and you're thinking Bronzeville. Now, these are our main international bridges. These are our main points of entry. Now, McAllen and Bronzeville, they have really good attractions. You have your downtown Bronzeville, and you have your outlet mall, things like that. These are goods and services that they can provide for our tourists. Harlingen, however, their international bridge is really only used for trade or commercial services. Now, that actually hinders the ability for Harlingen to showcase any attractions that they may have. What I'm getting at is, if the McAllen and Brownsville areas, or their international bridges, have no tourism coming in, they're not going to be able to be having any kind of money or income outside of the valley, or the majority of it, by the way. Now, this will be a huge blow to the economic growth. Less access would mean less tourism, which would eventually be less money. Now, my second issue here, or cause, would be education and low wages. Now, the majority of our companies here are our food companies. You know, the RGV really doesn't have high paying level jobs. These jobs really have low wages. Now, Alexa Yura, a demographic reporter, who also has a degree in journalism here in Texas, wrote an article about the poverty rates here in Texas. And on my next slide, you're going to see how I talk about the poverty rates, what poverty rates mean, and well, our numbers. And they're very, very low. Now, my solutions to end this, well, to actually have economic growth in the RGV would be: one, have the university and the RGV cities to encourage high-level jobs to come down here, well, here in the valley. Not their entire company, because surely this is going to actually have the already struggling local businesses to be either overlooked or to just be out of business completely. But actually to have sister companies to come down. This will allow the RGV, or the valley, to flourish economically. Jobs like SeaWorld, Google, and Amazon will have a sister site here. Alright, companies like that will bring jobs like marine biology, your media, software and design. This will allow the valley to grow. Now, this will also allow high educational individuals to actually stay here in the valley. And by having them stay, we will have we will have the chance to keep our educated graduates here, bumping up our education rates, or as portrayed in the state. Now, McCann says higher levels of education tend to lead to higher salaries, and the more that graduates earn, the more tax dollars they contribute over time. Now, that's true. It rings true for everything. The next solution I want to talk about is advertising made better. Now, if we have better partnerships with Mexico or other outside cities or outside areas, we would have the RGV benefit. Now, the majority of the tourists, I've said, they come from Mexico. Now, that's okay, but we need this place to grow. And for that to grow, we need to promote ourselves elsewhere, right? Now, if we have our better ties with Mexico, we will be able to promote ourselves in there as well, on the other side of the border. Like this, we will have more people coming in and better chances of having economic growth. Now, if you guys seen commercials for Six Flags, UT Austin, and things of that nature, to fix this, we need to have our commercials like that as well. Our commercials will include your SPI, your driving theater, and your livestock show, right? We are going to advertise those, but sparingly. That way we can have more room to advertise our smaller local businesses, something like the World Birding Center, your International Museum of Arts and Science, and the Sea Turtle Incorporated, or Inc. Also, another thing is to advertise as a whole instead of as individual cities. This will strengthen our valley as a unit, and it will attract more companies. As a whole, we are more populated, we have more attractions, and ultimately have a potential of being a metropolitan area, just like Dallas or San Antonio, right? Have you guys ever seen the California commercial ever played? It advertises the state as a whole instead of as an individual, right? Like your Hollywood or your beaches, and the whole thing, right? Now, there is a 1 minute video, but I'm just gonna show 10 seconds and show it. Now, to conclude my entire argument, the RGV lacks economic growth, right? My problems included businesses not coming in, there's not enough skilled workers. My causes were that there are tourism, our education and low wages, and my solutions were to encourage companies to invest in the RGV and to advertise a whole lot better. Now, I always stopped and wondered, where am I going to go, or where am I going to up in this world? I imagined myself with a good paying job, a city that always has something to do, and a place for my future kids, something that they could appreciate. Well, why can't that be here? Thank you.